What's up, everybody? I'm Paris, and this is Keep It Social. And today we're wondering whether Instagram and TikTok are living up to their promises to promote diversity on their platforms. And with me to discuss this is my co-host, Terrence. What's up, Terrence? How you doing?
I'm living life, Paris. How are you today?
As you should be. I'm doing well, thank you. And Terrence, we have with us today two social media mavens. Wellness content creator Kira West, who is from New York. Hi, Kira. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. And we also have with us TikTok creator Atiya Mansfield, who's from Minneapolis. Hi, Atiya.
Hey, what's up?
Thank you both for being with us. And so, Kira, let's start with you. We're wondering if Instagram and TikTok are living up to their promises to promote diversity on their platforms. And since you're a creator with Instagram, with a large presence there, we want to know, have you noticed any changes on the platform, and have they helped you at all, especially as things have evolved from the protests and for all these calls for addressing our nation's history with systemic racism?
I don't think that I've noticed any broad scale changes with the platforms themselves, but I will say that my personal community has changed. So in the beginning of the current Black Lives Matter movement, I was quite vocal, just truly sharing my experience. None of us are experts in systemic racism, but we live it. So we can certainly share from that vantage point. And so I was welcomed by quite a few people who were curious as to what the experience was like, and were interested in my unedited perspective, for lack of a better word. So my audience has grown, and I have seen some shifts in who's following and what content they're interested in over the past.
I'm glad you say that, because for me on the outside looking in, someone who's not a content creator by trade, right? Like, I just post and I have an okay following. Like, I'm definitely not on you all's level.
Oh, Terrence, they love you.
Definitely not there. But I saw when Instagram and all these platforms released their statements, like Instagram changed its logo black, Twitter did the same thing, like black this, black that, black this, black that. And I was like, but what are you actually doing behind this platform to eliminate bias, right? Elevate voices. So for me, I'm glad to hear that you're seeing increases on your platform, because I was worried about, what that actually meant for people who use this as, a means to generate income or to do whatever they feel is best for their brand, basically.
And Atiya, what has the experience been like for you?
On TikTok, we had this big blackout day where a lot of large creators and small creators and people who don't even create decided to take a day to only like content from Black creators, only share content, and only comment on videos that were of Black creators. And that day kind of slingshotted a whole bunch of us Black creators on the platform forward. We got recognized more, our follower count went up. People were actually interacting with us on our pages, which has been kind of incredible. But then when it goes back to what TikTok itself is promoting, you don't see what they have promised, I guess, as much as you would see if your For You page is basically made for you. I would say in some way it has changed, but on large scale, I don't really think it's changed as much as we'd like it to.
So, how does that make you feel? Because I know how I would feel, right? I know how I would feel.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I'm not a content creator on TikTok specifically, or a content creator, period, right? But
right.
even for the company that I work for, if they had made these promises and not started to do work to live up to it, I'm going to be upset. You know what I mean?
Especially because TikTok has had this track record with its algorithms, arguably being racist, and with the racist content that was really propagating the platform early on in quarantine. So yeah, Tia, how do you feel about that?
It makes me upset because promises are only surface level. You have to back your promise up with action. If you tell a community of people that you're going to be there, you're going to promote them, you're going to listen to their issues, and then you don't, like, how much can I really trust anymore? How much of what you're saying is actually the truth? I feel like a lot of platforms has taken Black Lives Matter and this whole situation and made it into a commodity. You know, posting a black square only does so much. Like, you need to sign petitions, you need to treat your workers fairly, you need to, you know, bring everybody up to the same level. I just feel like it's more than a black square.
Kira, I mean, you know, since you have such a large presence on Instagram, which is really where this whole black square thing was, I guess arguably was most present. I mean, what does it really take for a platform to start to make that shift, for a platform like Instagram? And I mean, one thing that I guess stuck out for me was different celebrities and different people who have large platforms handing their Instagram accounts over to Black voices, Black content creators, Black activists. And so is that where we start? Does something else need to be done? Does the platform need to take a bigger stance?
I think when you look at just starting at the black square, there was so much that was not clear about what the purpose was and what hashtag you should use. And I think to some degree, it was probably a bit counterproductive. I do agree that for some brands and for some people, it was a start, and they really were thinking a lot more critically about their role in systemic racism and how it appears on social. There's a very fine line, I think, between performative allyship, which was, I think, what sadly we got into a little bit during that time frame, and then really showing up as an ally every day of your life in every way that you can. I think similar to what was just said about TikTok, there's still a lot of work to be done around, you know, what a new user experiences, and then even how Black creators are showcased and, you know, the tools that they're given. The data suggests that Black creators and creators of color have lower followings than a lot of their white counterparts. And so what's being done to help, you know, equalize and normalize that? Do we have the same tools, knowledge, and things like that? So I think there's still a lot of work to be done, but I definitely think there are ways that people intentionally use their platform, which was helpful, and then a lot more clarity that was needed around what actions can actually be taken and what the point of the black square really was.
And, you know, speaking of that experience of Black content creators on places like TikTok, Atiya, I know that you made this rap video that went viral about your experience as a creator on TikTok.
I know it's hard for you to fathom that a person of my color is smart enough to graduate and be a college scholar, but don't bother.
And so tell us, why was it important for you to share your experience in this way?
Well, I chose to write a song just because I felt like a lot of that day was spent talking at the camera, talking to people. And although that is like an amazing way to get your point across, I was like, you know what, why not make it a little fun? You know, systemic racism isn't fun. So why not, you know, put it to people in a way that is a little bit catchy, so you're thinking about it all the time. And that was the first kind of music thing I've released ever.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that, because when I saw
it, then you should do more.
You know, when I saw the rap, I was like, okay, this is like no name. Okay, no name. No name. I'm like, she's dropping bars, you know, dropping education. So I don't believe, you know, I just don't believe that was the first time.
Well, okay, I may or may not have released a song when I was 4 years old. I had a long hiatus, you could say.
It's okay. Jay-Z did too. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I felt like that was a really good way to just get it out. I could have people use that audio to further my message and also put their message behind that video, especially on TikTok, where a lot of the videos that people use are using audios from other people. So I'm like, why not create an audio for people to push more, which is just another way to spread my message and other people's messages.
Well, hey, we look forward to seeing all the TikTok videos that are gonna come with your song in the background. We look forward to more songs from you. And Kira, will definitely be watching you in your space and seeing what kind of content that you put out there as well. Thank you both so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and we hope to talk with you again sometime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to all our social channels and let us know what you'd like to see on the show. We'll see you next time. And until then, Terrence, what should they do?
Keep it social. Bye, friends.
Stress. We know it's just a word you colonize. To strip culture, murder, rape, and of course you humanize. Black people in America and all across the globe. You're a black power phobe. It's ingrained in your frontal lobe. But bro, understand the difference in the movements. Black power came to light so we could make some big improvements in our homes and communities, hoping to bring forth unity and finally make America a land for you and